Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and thank you for clicking on the video. I came back to talk about the politicians versus the advocates again because I got a lot of pushback from people in the comment section about how Congress is passing all of these laws for these other groups of people. Well, number one, Congress is not passing all of these laws that are benefiting other groups of people only. And number two, when laws are passed for these other groups of people, there are things that are going on behind the scenes that we don't always see with the naked eye. The bill that's often cited is the Asian crime bill that was passed during COVID. You had a sitting president of the United States, Donald Trump, at the time, accusing the Chinese of starting the pandemic. As a result of that, those people, Chinese and other Asians, in these large cities where they live, they were being attacked and people were harassing them. The Asians have advocacy groups in their communities. They don't have lawmakers. And maybe Black Americans don't need any. Maybe what we need is advocacy groups. Then they in turn go to lobbyists. These people all have to be paid. And they lobby the Congress and the president, for that matter, for what they want. That's how they get things done. We don't do things that way. So maybe we don't need black politicians. Maybe we don't need people in the House of Representatives, the Congressional Black Caucus. Maybe what we need to do is form advocacy groups like everybody else. That's how these other groups of people are getting things done. So the Asian crime bill was passed, or the COVID-19, or whatever they called it. That bill was passed. It was passed with a 94-1 vote in the House of Senate. 94 senators voted for it, one against it. In the House of Representatives, they got 364 votes to 62. So that was how they got the bill passed. Now, I don't believe that those people in the House of Congress care any more about the Asians than they do about anybody else. But the Asians have lobbyists working on their behalf. Lobbyists get paid a lot of money. Money changes hands when they go to work. And there is a reason why somebody can go to Congress with $75 in the bank, and 20 years later, they're worth $20 million. That doesn't happen because they're doing all that much work. And I don't know how they manage to get their hands on that money, but they do. But these groups who are getting things done are getting things done through channels that have to do with working through back channels and other channels, and money is involved. Now, that is what is being said about the Congress. So, with Black Americans, we don't do that. As far as I know, we don't do that. So, Black Americans want an anti hate crime bill. Hard to have these hard conversations with Black people, but you want an anti hate crime bill based on, I guess, police brutality against Black people. Well, then we turn around and see that Black women are 6 times more likely to lose their lives at the hands of Black men, and Black men are more likely to lose their lives at the hands of Black men. Black people are even saying that Black lives ought to matter regardless to who the perpetrator is. You have Black children saying that they feel that their only safety is the police. So it's a conflicting story that you tell with Black people, especially when you talk about crime. See, Asians don't complain about Asian on Asian crime. And if Asian men are committing crimes against Asian women, they don't talk about it. But our stuff is loud and out in the open. So it is going to be difficult to go to people and say, well, it's the police that's causing our problems when we have these other statistics going against us. I wish there was somebody in America who could really get through to black people and talk to black people about our history and the impact that our history is having on us now. Also, the impact that the negative narratives that have been put out about us for hundreds of years continue to work against us, and how we have to change strategies in dealing with people if we want to be more effective in our outcomes. I wish it was somebody that could talk to black people that they would really listen to. Asians have a different persona in America than we do. White people commit the most crimes, regardless to what the crimes are. They commit the most. But they already got the fix in on them. They've already got a shelter for them. We are the ones that are the most unprotected. And that is by design. But to expect that people are going to all of a sudden do what we consider is the right thing without us making any changes or without us doing anything ourselves, it's just wishful thinking. So my feeling is, and I'm going to let it go. If you don't want to vote for them, don't vote. If you want to hold people responsible for not doing anything for you, that is your prerogative. For my personal self, I don't expect people to do for me what I can do for myself. Black Americans are deserving of reparations, but the reparations that we are asking for is a very complicated because it involves more than just the United States government, even though the United States government is the entity that's going to have to make it right. But it's a lot involved in more so than just one act with the Japanese. We have stolen labor, we have stolen culture, we have separation of families, we have so much involved that it's going to take people who really know what they're doing. And it's going to take us being disciplined and listening to somebody and doing the things that we need to do to bring these things about. And listening to these people on the internet saying this about, well, they ought to do this and they ought to do that, that is not going to help anything. This is a complicated process. Now, this is how I see it. Reparations is the rallying cry now, and I hope we get it. And I want it, but I mean, I want mine, but I want mine for my next generation. But we are deserving of it. But it is a complicated process. But I am in prayer. I actually and am in prayer for somebody to come that black people will actually listen to, because our problems are not simple. Our situation in America is not simple. It's unique and it's complex. And it's going to take some serious discipline and some serious forethought, insight, oversight, foresight, and hindsight to address the things that affect us. So I think we all need to go into prayer over some type of leadership or some type of revelation that will help us to understand what we need to do in this country to receive the outcomes that we want to receive. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video and have a good evening.